Welcome back to the channel. This is Andrew, running with Dr. Andrew. Today I'm doing a 10-mile run. About how I got my marathon time down from 4:53 to 3:39:18. It was on the same course, very difficult, about 1,100 feet in elevation gain, and it took me about 3 years to really get the time down to 3:30. Both times I did take off a little too fast. First time I had to walk, jog about 10 miles of it, and second time I did pretty good. Or actually, this is the fourth time I ran the marathon, but this last time I did it in a better time, but I did take off a little too fast, faster than what my pace that I wanted to be. Alright guys, I'd like to share with you 4 ways that you can get your marathon time down, especially a significant time. Number 1 is pacing. I think that's very important in both races. In fact, all my races is pacing is a big thing, especially whenever you're getting to marathon distances. Now, half marathons, I feel like you can push yourself a little bit more. Just because you're around that 2-hour mark, under 2-hour mark of running. But once you get to marathon, you're definitely obviously getting above the 2-hour mark, 3-hour mark or so. So pacing is a huge thing. If you go off too fast, you won't make it in the end there. Definitely learned that in both 3 years ago as well as this year. Although my endurance and strength was better this year, obviously, compared to the first time I ran the marathon. And also the temperature was a little different. It was about 70 degrees 3 years ago, and this year started off about 34 degrees. So pacing is number 1. Keep your pace as even as you can. And then obviously if you have a little bit more energy at the end, you can kick it up a little bit more the last 5K, 10K or so. And number 2 thing that you can do to help out with your improving your marathon time with training is definitely being consistent. The first time I ran the marathon 3 years ago, my training was not as consistent, didn't do as many long runs, and so definitely I wasn't prepared as well as I was maybe this year. I did a lot more running, a lot more prep with it, and being more consistent, running every day, making sure I'm healthy, doing strength training and everything like that. So definitely being consistent with your workouts will help you get you to the time that you want to be. Number 3 would be having value in your long runs. Definitely that's something that you have to put a little bit of work in. Long runs going to be able to improve your aerobic base and your aerobic engine, as well as some strength too. So definitely that's going to help develop a little bit of strength there. So definitely your long run is going to be very important for you to get down, do a little bit of long running, and be consistent with it on all the runs that you need. And also during the week is important too. All those other mileages are important as well. But the long run is definitely very important for the marathon. And 4th is strength training. It's definitely very important to help improve your strength and your stability while running. So sometimes as runners, we totally forget about strengthening, and then we start developing injuries, or things like that, and it comes out of having weakness somewhere in the chain in your hips or your ankles or your calves. Something is weak, so definitely that's very important. Also, I think it's very important to do a little bit of speed work. Even though this is an endurance sport and we are going for 26.2 miles, it is very important to do maybe a little bit of speed work. This kind of helps turn over your legs, helps build a little bit of strength and memory of your pacing that you need to do. So definitely working on your pace is very important, but also making sure that you're having fun and that you're not overtraining. This is a big thing about it too. So that's where the consistency gets in there. So if you kind of gradually work your way up and you're consistent in your training and you're doing strength training, injuries most likely may not happen. Just make sure that you're not increasing your mileage too quickly, as well as you're not increasing your pace too quickly as well. And so that is 4 good reasons how to improve your marathon time. Again, sometimes this might take over time, maybe a couple of years or so. This is a long-term game for you. It's something that won't happen overnight. You have to build up that aerobic engine and be able to consistently run before you get the specific time that you want. Sometimes some people are a little bit more talented and are able to go faster, longer because of genetics, because they have a certain talent. But sometimes some of us aren't, especially me. I'm a recreational runner, and so I definitely have to work out a little bit there too. So this concludes this video, so I hope everyone out there keeps safe, keep running, and we'll see you next time.